Hey friends, welcome back to TPM Simplified, where we make product management easy enough for a 5-year-old to understand. Today's video is packed with fun. We are talking about how teams build amazing things using different frameworks and who helps make it all happen. Let's go! What first are frameworks? A framework is a structured way of doing things, like a step-by-step guide or game plan that helps teams build and manage products faster, better, and smarter. Now imagine you want to bake a cake. You could just guess, or you could follow a recipe. That recipe, that's your framework. It tells you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. In product management, frameworks helps organize how teams work together, decide what features to build first, improve communication, speed, and quality. Also, it makes sure everyone knows what's going on. And today, we'll be looking at the different examples of product management frameworks, what they mean, and how it works. We'll be starting first with the waterfall framework. The waterfall is also called the one-way builder. It is a linear step-by-step process of developing products, and each phase of this process has a requirement, a design, the build phase, the test phase, and the release phase. Each of these phases is completed before the next phase begins. And this type of framework is best for a project with clear and fixed requirements. Now imagine you're building a castle. First you plan, then you build, then you paint. You finish one thing before you start building the next, and you don't go backwards. That's waterfall, right? So it's best when you know exactly what you're building, like following instructions from start to finish. It is called the one-way builder. The second kind of framework is the Agile framework. This is a flexible framework that allows for frequent changes. And so when you're using this kind of framework, you focus on small, rapid releases and then continuous feedbacks. Under the Agile frameworks, we have Scrum and we have Kanban. Right. For Scrum, the work is done in short time periods, usually called sprints. A sprint is usually a 1 to 2 week cycle in which a task is done. And then for Scrum, we have roles like the product owner, the Scrum master, and the development team. Now you might be wondering, who is a Scrum master? A Scrum master is like the kind teacher who helps the team play nicely and stay focused. Right? They don't tell people what to build, but they make sure everyone is happy, not stuck, and working well. They are like a helper's hero with a big smile and a checklist. Right. Now let's look at who a product owner is. He or she is the person who knows what we are building and why we are building that product. So they say, okay, let's build the most important things first. Right? They listen to the people using the product and help the team know what matters most. Right? So it's just like the person picking which ice cream flavor to make first. They are called the product owners. In short, Scrum is one kind of Agile. Don't forget that Agile is a kind of framework. And under the Agile framework, we have Scrum and then we have Kanban. For Scrum, you work in short rounds called sprints, and these sprints usually take 1 to 2 weeks. For each sprint, you plan what to build, You build it, you review it, and you try again. It's like taking turns in a group project where everyone works together and checks in often. Now, for Kanban, which is under the Agile framework, it uses visual systems known as boards with columns. And so on a Kanban board, you have the to-do, in progress, and done. Right? For Kanban, the focus is on continuous delivery and delimiting work in progress. Right? You are always working and you're limiting work in progress. Kanban is best for teams that handle ongoing work, right, such as operations, such as support, right, work that is already ongoing. So you have a list of tasks to do, which is under the to do, and then if you're working on it, it's under in progress, and once you're done, you push it to done, right? So Kanban is like a smooth train ride. You do one task at a time and move it from to do to doing to done. You never take on too much at once. You just go with the flow, right? That is Kanban. The next kind of framework we'll be looking at is Lean. Lean focuses on eliminating waste. It optimizes the process and maximizes customer value. And so Lean is used for building mostly MVPs. MVP is the minimum viable product, right? And Lean is best for startups and innovative driven teams, right? So for Lean, you don't do too much. You just do enough to make people happy, right? For example, if you're making a sandwich, Lean gives them the bread and the butter first. No extra until they ask. It saves you the time, it avoids waste, and it's focused on what matters most. So Lean kind of framework helps the team build fast and learn fast. Now we move to the SAFE framework, which is called the Scaled Agile framework. Now this kind of framework applies the Agile framework at the enterprise level with multiple teams, right? So if there's a large organization that needs to plan, coordinate, and deliver across departments, the best framework to use is the SAFE framework, right? SAFE can be likened to when there's a lot of teams, or when there are a lot of teams, and that particular team is building a giant toy city, for example, right? One team does the road, one does the houses, one makes the playground, while the SAFE framework helps them all work together so everything fits and no one gets confused, right? So think of the SAFE framework as the Agile framework for big companies or big projects. Now let's go to the design thinking framework. This focuses on the users. The user's needs, focuses on empathy, focuses on creativity. Now, this design thinking kind of framework involves 5 stages. These are the empathize phase, the divine phase, ideate phase, prototype phase, test phase. And it is best for product discovery, innovation, and UX driven development, right? As the word implies, design thinking is a human-centered problem-solving approach, right? That emphasizes understanding the user's needs and developing innovative solutions, right? And like I said, it involves 5 key phases, right? Now we'll move to the next framework, which is the dual track agile framework. This approach divides the teamwork into 2 parallel tracks, and so we have the discovery and the delivery. The discovery track focuses on exploring and validating product ideas, while the delivery track focuses on building and releasing those ideas into a product, right? This kind of framework ensures that teams build the right product by continuously validating ideas before committing to development, right? For the dual track Agile framework, we have like I said earlier, the discovery track, the delivery track, right? Discovery, it involves activities like users research, prototyping, experimentation, to identify and validate their potential product features. And the delivery track focuses on the actual development and the implementation of the validated idea. Last but not least, we have the objectives and key results kind of framework, right? This is not a delivery method, but it's a goal setting framework used to align teams. It helps to ensure that product works align with the company goals. As the name implies, objectives and key results. So there's a company goal, and then we work according to the company goal to have a result. A quick and simple recap: we have different kind of frameworks. We have the waterfall, we have the agile. The agile is broken down into two: Scrum and Kanban. We have the lean, we have the safe, and we also spoke about product owner and Scrum master. So next time when someone says agile, Kanban, Scrum, product owner, we know exactly what they mean. If this helped, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because at TPM Simplified, we make tech talk simple every week. See you in the next one. Bye.